It's the Positive Grid Spark 40, and today we're going to do the pedals again, just looking at what's in the loop, the modulations, the delays, the reverbs. We're going to do that now, right here on GearGasms. Hi everyone, welcome to GearGasms. I'm your host, Alan Barnes. As I promised last week, we're coming into part 2 of just the pedals for the Positive Grid Spark. There is so much good stuff under the hood of that, and in this video in particular, we're going to focus on what's to the right of the amp in the app. That's kind of what's going to be in your loop, and it includes modulation, delays, and reverbs. Spoiler alert, they are incredibly good. To me, this is what the Spark does so well. We're going to have fun doing it. Again, we're going to use just my Mexican Telecaster, pretty much stock except for some Fender Vintage 52 pickups that I put in it. I want you to be able to hear the pedals themselves. We're using a clean orange amp to demo the whole thing. And if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. What I do here is mostly low rent, garbage kind of content, but every once in a while I come up with something decent that you all are interested in. And without any further delay and a whole lot less of my blah blah blah, we're going to jump right into the pedals. All right, now we are into my most favorite part of this here amplifier, the mods. Let's see what we got. It starts us off with the chorus, but we're going to go in order. Modulation. This is just your basic tremolo, the kind of tremolo you might find built into, say, a Fender amp. It does what tremolo do. You can take the depth up pretty high. That's the tremolo. Was that fun? Did you have fun? Are you having fun? I know you are. Hang in there with me. That's kind of boring. You know what it does, and it does that very well. Now we're going to get into one of my favorites, the chorus, and here's what I always use to check out a chorus to see if I like it. That's all I can play. Copyright, you know the drill. All right, now within this chorus, of course, you can really crank the level up. Let's maximize the depth. Make it wiggly. Take the depth back, keep the rate up. Rate all the way down, depth all the way up. It does what chorus does it so well. Let's move on. Flanger. if we can get that past the copyright police. Screw you, Don Henley, you tight-fisted bastard. But a flanger is a flanger, of course. You can use it clean and get all your flangery stuff. And it sounds pretty damn cool with high gain too. We'll save that for another day. Can get really weird. And now you're non-musical. You get up there past about 130 on the old rate knob and it gets kind of squirrely, but you can pull the depth back. Don't you just love those missed notes? I'm so busy looking at this pretty picture that I screw up my fingers. That would be the flange. Let us go to the phaser. Let's get the intensity up. Get those really watery, trippy kind of tones. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, you eat my balls. All right, moving past the old flanger, or the phaser, excuse me, vibrato. Kind of Univibe-ish, probably. This is not an effect that I've ever really had on my board or ever really used. They bring it in. Now, for the most part, they bring in effects pedals in the sweet spot. This is an exception to me. Maybe if you're the person that likes this kind of stuff, we can slow the speed down. You hear how the note, you can hear the tuning going north and south, kind of the way I normally play without an effect pedal. So I don't know why I need a vibrato pedal that's just going to make me sound worse. Maybe I can hide behind it. You can turn the speed up and turn the depth down a little bit. Almost get a chorus. I don't know about you. That sound makes me feel a little queasy. It's too much. Univibe, more of a classic. Now this has two modes. It's got chorus and vibrato. That's considered chorus. It kind of is. It's a little wiggly though. Let's go to the old vibrato. You hear how that really bends the note more? So that's kind of a cool effect. Obviously, there's a whole lot of different stuff you can do there. Having the two modes is pretty sweet. This is a cloner chorus. Now this has a switch with high and low depth. So instead of having two controls, you kind of control your depth. It's either or. This is with high depth. low depth. That kind of sounds more like a usable standard kind of 80s chorus. Hear what happened there when I went to high? Slow it down. That's nice when you want just a little color on it, but you don't want it to be so obvious. And of course, you can get stupid with this one too. Let's push it all the way to stupid. Say you want to make some retro video game soundtracks. Maybe that's for you. It's not for me. But again, the thing that's nice is it'll go all the way to weird if you want to, but you can make it subtle. Here's another vibe. This is the classic mini vibe. This one just has one mode. Very subtle, very nice. Moving along, there's so many modulations. Tremolator, there's another tremolo. This is going to give you something a little more radical than just the first tremolo, which is more of an amp. This one, you could sync it to BPM, which is super great for a jam. You're at like 140 beats per minute, and you can have this thing sync to it. I'm not going to do any such thing. Turn up the depth. Now, as you notice, tremolo can often cut off your attack. And if you've got an ugly pick like me, where sometimes you hit those strings a little harder than they should be hit, it can be your friend. Just turn the depth back, you get some of your attack back. Tremolo square. Now, this one gets a little cooler. You can almost get that Green Day, Boulevard of Broken Dreams kind of choppiness. We'll go the depth all the way up. That there be the modulations. All right, let's get into some delays. Now you'll notice about that, this is kind of like the old Boss unit, whereas you have 4 ranges of delay and then your delay time within that. So yeah, you can go down like with a really sort of slap back. Let's turn the effect level up. Almost a doubler. Then you go to the next range. Oh my goodness. All that 50s kind of slap backy kind of stuff. Go to the max of that range. Never loved that, but now we're in my sweet spot. Turn the repeats down to where they're just about 1. that's nice. You can turn the feedback all the way down to just get the 1. Everything you could ever want in a digital delay. If you need more than 1 second, I don't know what to tell you. Now, if you'll notice in this particular guy, it has a little bit of a filter in it on the echoes. See how ugly we can get that. Hear that? Huh. That is killer. That you can have a lot of fun with that. You can like do whatever drugs that is that you do and just dive into that and spend hours. When you're done, your dog will be dead and your wife will be gone, but you had a good time. Vintage delay. Now, this is just your standard old vintage analog bucket brigade delay. And what you get is, hear how the decays start to get a little bit rotted as they go back. It's nice just to have that little something behind your leads. This is one that I like with high gain. If you just want to add a little delay sauce to make your lead stand out, but you don't want a whole lot of tails and stuff that's interrupting and sort of disrupting the next note. All right, let's see how many notes I can bend out of tune. Are you keeping score? There'll be a quiz at the end. Reverse delay again. Gives you sort of just some weird stuff. If you're doing mushrooms, a little bit of Molly. Now you can sort of take the filter off so it doesn't have that weird. Notice how it stops. Let's turn the decay up. See how noisy and stupid that gets? I'm not sure how. I'm sure someone more talented than I could give you a great music example of how to use that. Multi-head. This is an interesting beast. It's a tape echo, but with multi-heads. So you can get different delays on the repeat. So it has 4 modes. Oh my goodness. I don't really understand what these modes are, so I'll just let you hear them. This is mode 3. It's mode 4. It's mode 5. It's mode 6. It's mode 7. It's mode 8. It's mode 9. It's mode 10. It's mode 11. It's mode 12. It's mode 13. It's mode 14. It's mode 15. It's mode 16. It's mode 17. It's mode 18. It's mode 19. It's mode 20. It's mode 21. It's mode 22. It's mode 23. It's mode 24. It's mode 25. It's mode 26. It's mode 27. It's mode 28. It's mode 29. It's mode 30. It's mode 31. It's mode 32. It's mode 33. It's mode 34. It's mode 35. It's mode 36. It's mode 37. It's mode 38. It's mode 39. It's mode 40. It's mode 41. It's mode 42. It's mode 43. It's mode 44. It's mode 45. It's mode 46. It's mode 47. It's mode 48. It's mode 49. It's mode 50. It's mode 51. It's mode 52. It's mode 53. It's mode 54. It's mode 55. It's mode 56. It's mode 57. It's mode 58
you.
as you all know about delay, when you make a mistake, it gets repeated. It's like farting in church. It just gets bigger. And this, of course, is a tape echo without the whole multi-head thing. This I understand more. This is a classic sound. As you see, the sustain knob, it's kind of really, they call it sustain. That's probably what it was called back in the day. It's kind of number of repeats. Fun for days. That there is all the delays. Reverbs, there's so much here. Now each one of these reverb choices gives you the same 6 knobs. You got low cut and high cut, which is kind of handy if you don't want it to be crazy. Sometimes reverb can be a little harder in the upper frequencies, so you can sort of define the EQ of just the reverb tails and not your original signal, which is nice. Of course, you have level, time damping, and dwell. Yeah, so this one is a little more subtle. We get into chamber. This is one of my favorites. Just gorgeous. You can crank the time up. I think what the damping is doing is, if it's all the way up, it keeps the reverb off of your initial note and gives you the tails out. This is another great one. Just beautiful. Short plate. Hear that? You can crank the time up a little bit, but it's short. It's if you just want a little something on it. I use plate a lot with vocals. I find it very friendly. Hall ambient. All right, now we're going to get into some really weird. Can you get any more gorgeous than that? Plate rich, which you got to be rich to afford this. A plate must be one of them fancy pieces of china that your wife never uses or serves anybody. It's in a cabinet in your damn dining room. It was her grandmother's. We can never throw it away, and nobody wants to buy it. Love that. Each one of them is super musical. I've yet to run across one that sounds terrible. Here's plate long. Hear the tails on those? Isn't that crazy? So good. Room Studio B. Again, just kind of a tighter, cleaner reverb for certain things that you just want. Good stuff. Well, that wraps up part 2 of the Spark 40 pedals. What did you think? Leave it in the comments. I'm really curious. My particular opinion is the modulations, the delays, and reverbs are gorgeous. Every single one of them. They are so musical. There are so many ways you can use them. Unfortunately, we didn't get to combine them with any dirt. One of the things I want to do is try just using a clean amp and then maybe the loop stuff that we covered today, but with some other real like gain pedals in the front and see what happens. As always, I thank you for your time. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Tell a few of your really low rent friends about this channel. I know you got them. We all do. God bless you. You can buy a t-shirt if you want to. If you don't want to, you're not going to hurt my fees. It's all good. Whatever you do in the next 7 days, don't tell Keith Richards about it because he's just going to skin pop it between his toes and then rain on you with his junky mucus. But play more guitar, watch less YouTube, and keep coming back here week after week for more GearGasms.